This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, the Jessica Williams trial resumed following a COVID-19 quarantine break. Maine State Police detectives introduced encrypted burner phone messages today. Our AJ Douglas has the details.
The Williams trial continues as the state shares more of the recorded interview between Williams and Maine State Police detectives. Williams is heard stating she is innocent, telling police detectives to, quote, believe what they want to believe, end quote.
As we learn these types of things, we hear the actual discussions, we read the text messages back and forth, and they're very, very revealing.
Police detectives concluded that Williams did not provide a reasonable explanation for her child's fatal injuries, beyond mentioning that her other young children bullied Maddox, saying, quote, my kids would pick on Maddox and push him around, end quote. Senator Bill Diamond has advocated for accountability of those responsible for the 2021 child murders of children within the Department of Health and Human Services system.
The family pleaded with the department not to put Maddox back in that home because it wasn't safe. And I'm wondering how a little boy of 3 years old who was taken from the home was put back in, knowing those conditions.
Detectives recovered phone records and later deemed the messages were between Williams and Jason Trefethen. Text message and phone calls between the two show Williams stating, quote, I can turn this on anybody, end quote. The medical examiner, Leon Fonte, testified to the fact that 2 of 6 of Maddox's facial injuries were covered with butterfly and race car temporary tattoos.
I especially think the state has done a very good job in bringing in witnesses that were part of the scene, part of the investigation. So I'm very encouraged by the whole process.
Defense attorney Jeffrey Toothaker questioned detectives about how Williams allegedly committed the crimes, calling police accusations theories. Toothaker alleged that police never considered any innocent explanation or suspect aside from the child's mother. The Williams trial continues Tuesday in Belfast. AJ Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
A former Calais police officer will spend 4 years behind bars. That was the sentence handed down to 55-year-old Jeffrey Bishop, who originally faced 35 counts after he was arrested for giving drugs to a girl in a school parking lot. The Attorney General's office says the drugs were for her mother, and Bishop gave the mother drugs in exchange for sex. 16 stolen guns from Washington and Hancock counties were also found inside Bishop's home. 2 of the guns were stolen in a burglary at the Goldsboro town office, where Bishop was previously a police officer. In August, Bishop pleaded guilty to 14 counts, including receiving stolen property, unlawful trafficking, aggravated furnishing, and stealing drugs. 21 counts were dropped as part of a plea agreement. Bishop will also spend 2 years on probation when he is done serving his sentence. A Glenburn man is charged in connection with thefts in the Bangor and Brewer area. Bangor Police Sergeant Jason McCambly says 48-year-old Alan Everett was arrested on Sunday. McCambly says just after 10 a.m., officers found Everett's car near the homeless encampment of Cleveland Avenue in Bangor. They eventually found Everett inside a tent, but according to McCambly, police do not believe he was staying at the encampment and that he was there to avoid arrest. Everett is a suspect in a theft from Walmart on Saturday. McCambly says he's also suspected in 4 other thefts in the Bangor-Brewer area, as well as 1 burglary. He remains at the Penobscot County Jail pending arraignment. Crews are still investigating a fire that happened at a Main Street residence in Stockton Springs this morning. Stockton Springs Fire Chief Vern Thompson says the fire was likely caused by an electrical problem in the 2nd story of the multifamily home. Fire crews from multiple departments responded to the incident after the fire was reported around 6 a.m. There were 2 tenants in the building when the fire broke out. They both managed to escape with no injuries.
It was just a hot fire because it's a brick building and with old wooden floors. It was built in 1871 and it was quite dry. Smoke was our biggest problem because we couldn't see in there obviously, and we couldn't get to where we needed to open windows due to the floor was weak.
Red Cross have been in contact with residents there. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Meanwhile, Maine's Attorney General says a police officer was justified in shooting a man in Bangor despite a review of evidence that showed the officer was farther away from the man than previously thought. Attorney General Aaron Fry conducted a second review of the shooting of Brian Barker, who was shot 3 times and survived in 2018. Fry said on Friday that his office determined the officer was a little more than 37 feet away from Barker, not about 15 as initially stated. Fry said Barker's movements leading up to the shooting still represented enough of a threat to justify the use of deadly force. Meanwhile, road crews have been busy today repairing damage caused by the weekend rainstorm, including in Glenburn, where a portion of a busy roadway will remain closed for a couple weeks while repairs are made there. Craig Colson has the latest.
This was the scene Saturday morning after heavy rains opened up across the area. Glenburn firefighter Andy Ryder was recording as a portion of Pushaw Road collapsed, making it difficult for anyone who needs to reach the other side.
Yeah, that's what happens when 5 inches of rain comes fairly quickly, and the pipe did let go. There were two pipes in there, a 3-footer and a 4-footer, and we're assessing right now as to what the best approach is.
DOT crews were on the scene early today to come up with a repair plan.
Well, we couldn't believe it because we've driven over it all the time. And in fact, we hadn't even noticed there was a stream here that would have to drain. So it was a big surprise to hear that it cut off the road.
Once the environmental concerns are addressed and the permits are in place, they'll come up with a plan on how to repair the roadway. Unfortunately, that means it could be another couple of weeks before the road is reopened.
Tomorrow's supposed to rain again. Supposed to get up to a couple inches of rain, and so it'll probably be Thursday before it goes down again before we can really start digging.
How long do you think it would take after that to get it reopened?
It's going to be hard to say. With the plan we have now, hopefully in a couple weeks. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a lot, but hopefully it'll be less than that.
Yeah. We have friends that live on the other side, and we feel for them, for anyone that has to find the way around.
Yeah, I was going to say that. You guys kind of got on the lucky end of this whole thing.
Exactly. Yeah, but it makes us think, going forward. We've started studying what is on our road now heading into town and what our options are.
In the meantime, anyone living past the break on Pushaw Road will have to take a detour to get around. In Glenburn, this is Craig Colson reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22.
Some pretty shocking images there. Meanwhile, gas prices rose almost another 3 cents a gallon last week. According to Gas Buddy's survey of more than 1,200 stations around the state, the average price now sits at $3.64 a gallon. That's more than 2 cents a gallon lower than a month ago. However, still 34 cents a gallon higher than a year ago. We'll continue to keep you updated with those gas trends. In the meantime, let's take a look outdoors and take a first look at our forecast.
Thank you so much, Peter. Your first weather is brought to you by Kings Mountain RC. Check out our new location on South Main Street in Brewer. All right, and this is the calm before the storm. Lots of rain is on the way. Right now, just some cloudy skies. Overall, mostly cloudy all across. But take a look just down south. All of this green, that is rain, and there's going to be lots of it coming in the next couple of days. With that rain, the muggy meter is going to be high. Dew points will be up there, so it will feel a little bit sticky with all of that rain in the area tonight into Tuesday. But then once the rain finally moves out of the area Wednesday, Thursday, and right in time for the weekend, those dew points will be perfect. Temperatures a little bit cooler than what we had yesterday, but still lots of 50s and 60s across the state. Even by the coast, they were enjoying those really cozy mid-50s outside. And temperatures tonight will be mild once again as rain showers continue to move in. Peter?
All right, so some of that rain happening overnight. Thanks so much, Conrad. And still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, Maine veterans give their feedback on their experience checking into VA care facilities. And a family business in Bangor specializes in turning trash into treasure. We'll have those stories and more as ABC 7 News at 6 continues.
Joe Biden is crushing Maine. And who does Jared Golden support?
Golden's backing Biden.
Jared Golden said Joe Biden has
leadership that the country needs right now.
Higher taxes, record inflation, and still
Golden's backing Biden.
In D.C., Joe Biden relies on Jared Golden's votes.
President Joe Biden, I'm asking you to vote for Jared Golden.
Jared Golden says he's independent, but anytime it matters, Golden's backing Biden.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
A Cadillac is more than a statement. It's a celebration of self-expression and a declaration of your independence. So choose to be bold and choose to be exactly who you are. Get 2.99% APR for 60 months on most 2023 Cadillac models. Visit Court Cadillac in Bangor.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need tractors rated #1 in durability and owner experience so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home the Kubota BX Series for 0 down, 0% APR for 60 months, plus save up to $700.
Paul is just so driven to fix Maine's economy, secure jobs, and fight inflation that's harming our senior citizens and families with higher costs. He'll safeguard health care, fund police to stop crime, and ensure that parents have a voice in education to protect our kids and help them succeed. Paul always puts Mainers first, not the political insiders. So together, we can move Maine forward.
I'll always be an independent fighter for you.
Maybe he used to be. But when it mattered, Jared Golden helped Joe Biden hike taxes by billions on people making as little as $20,000 a year, and nearly doubled the IRS, targeting middle-class families for more, all while giving new tax breaks to the elite. Jared Golden. He's not our independent fighter anymore. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. VA Maine heard from area veterans today about future changes to its facilities during a virtual listening session. The agency fielded questions and suggestions about the future of its entry control points at all sites of care. The goal is to make the process of getting through the doors easier for patients.
I think parking is a problem for those that have a problem walking a distance, but if you don't, then the exercise is probably good.
We'll consider all the feedback given today as it looks to enhance the patient experience when entering care facilities. To learn more about future plans for VA Maine healthcare facilities, you can go to va.gov/Maine Healthcare. Well, people can now preview 2023 health insurance plans on Maine's health insurance marketplace. CoverMe.gov was created at Maine's state-run marketplace as a result of legislation signed into law by Governor Mills in 2020 following unanimous passage by the legislature. According to a statement, next year thousands of Mainers will save hundreds of dollars on average on their CoverMe.gov healthcare premiums due to enhanced premium tax credits. During this window shopping period in advance of open enrollment, consumers can use the Compare tool to evaluate policies and estimate costs without having to sign up. DHHS Commissioner Jean Lambrou said, quote, even if you haven't qualified for financial assistance in previous years, it's worth checking again because coverage is more affordable than ever and there are new options for families, end quote. Open enrollment kicks off on November 1st. Well, not everyone can turn trash into treasure, but Maine Shellware can. As our Jody Hersey tells us, the family-run business uses discarded lobster, mussels, and clamshells to create Maine-made jewelry and gifts that are hard to resist.
Nothing goes to waste at Maine Shellware in Bangor. In fact, the company's main ingredient in their products is waste.
We clean it before we use it. I find a use for all of them, but my favorite is the bright ones.
Maine Shellware uses discarded lobster, mussel, and clam shells from area restaurants and businesses to make necklaces, cribbage boards, ornaments, and a variety of other products.
The shells are normally going to the dump, and I just felt like it was a really awesome way to make a keepsake. People like to remember their trips to Maine, and I feel like this just encapsulates our state very nicely.
The company is owned by the Clam family. Although their last name is not spelled like the seafood, it could have been an indicator that this is what they were destined to do. Nicole Clam is the artist and designer. Her mother, Michelle, is in charge of the business and financial side of the company. Both are walking advertisements for their products.
When people say, "Oh, I like your necklace," I say, "Oh, my daughter made it."
Maine shellware products can be found online as well as in area businesses like Rebecca's, Tiller and Rye, the Not So Empty Nest, and the Grasshopper Shop inside the Bangor Airport.
When we started, it really was, the focus on recycling. And, I like to think we're trying to save the landfills one shell at a time.
And turning trash into one-of-a-kind treasures anyone would be proud to own. In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Wow, some really cool artwork there, and what a coincidence about the last name there as well. Just seems to be, spelled out for them. That is their destiny, I suppose. I'm clamoring to get one of them myself. Well, still to come on ABC 7 News at 6. A pair of friends in Fort Kent share their up-close experience with a moose. And in sports, the Patriots are coming off another big win, and Zappy fever is running rampant in New England. We'll have more on that after the break.
I have a great job. I get up early, head on out, and I get to work. I install solar panels. They power our homes and give me a great paycheck. When Paul LePage was governor, he opposed projects like this, putting Maine last for solar jobs in New England. He even said that climate change wasn't a threat to Maine. Look, we need more of these jobs, and that won't happen if we go back to Paul LePage.
The top funder of Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
Do you have leaky pipes? Are you planning a plumbing job? Is your heating system working right? Are you designing a plumbing project? Then contact Harley's Plumbing and Heating Plus.
If your toilet will not flush, Harley will be there in a rush. Furnace bit the dust today. Harley crew is on the way. Harley Plumbing, Harley Heating. 990-2200.
Call now.
Harley!
Call or visit online.
You work the night shift. Take the extra shift. Wake up before dawn, and every paycheck you pay into Medicare and Social Security to fund the retirement you deserve. Bruce Poliquin voted to cut Medicare and put Social Security benefits at risk. He even wants to raise the retirement age. Pretty rich coming from a millionaire politician who's never had to pull an extra shift. Moderate PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Joe Baldacci was born, raised, and educated right here in Bangor. He's promoted and supported hundreds of millions of dollars in commercial and economic development projects. He has fought to protect vital services from drastic budget cuts. In his first term in the state Senate, Joe delivered for his constituents in Bangor and Herman on jobs, school funding, expansion of health care, and protecting the environment. Joe Baldacci, delivering results for the people of Bangor and Herman.
Seniors know a scam when they see one, like Bruce Poliquin.
My heart is breaking for our seniors in Maine.
He says he'll help Maine seniors. But the last time Poliquin was in Congress, he voted to cut $500 billion from Medicare. And he supports raising the retirement age for Social Security. Maine seniors can trust Jared Golden. Jared stood up to both parties to protect Social Security and Medicare.
I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message because Maine seniors earned their retirement.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Securitas Security Services. Securitas Security Services is hiring in coastal and central Maine. If interested, please call 207-990-1777.
Welcome back in. Thank you for staying with us. Happy Monday. For the second straight week, the New England Patriots are coming off of a win, taking a big 38-15 victory over Cleveland on Sunday, improving to 3-3 on the year. Bailey Zappi under center again. It is his second straight start and his second straight win. starting off his career 2-0. He had a big week. Zappy Fever running wild in New England right now, over 300 yards and 2 scores. Defense also picked up where they left off against Detroit, forcing quite a few turnovers. Now the Pats are back to 500 for the first time since week 2. Looking ahead to the Bears, another winnable game next weekend.
I mean, that's winning football for us, playing complementary football. When defense is playing good and they get a stop, it's up to us as an offense to take advantage of it. And, today we played good in all 3 phases. And it was amazing to see that, and it was a great team win.
The win was also very significant for Coach Belichick in the grand scheme of things and his legacy. It was his 324th career victory as a head coach, and that ties George Halas, longtime Chicago Bears head coach, for the second most wins of all time, leaving Bill just 23 wins away from Don Shula. Belichick, as expected, quick to credit those around him for his success.
It's really winning games in this league is about having good players, and I've been very fortunate to have a lot of them. Had them at New York, had them at Cleveland, had them here. So.
Staying with football now, and to another team that's gotten 2 straight dubs. The Black Bears taking a 38-28 homecoming victory Saturday over Monmouth. Conference newcomer, 2 wins in a row and against conference newcomers, and much like the Patriots, a complete complimentary game of football for Maine. Second week in a row, forcing 3 turnovers. And the offense capitalized. They turned each of those turnovers into points. Granted, one was a pick 6, but Maine is now 2-1 in conference after a start to the season that was less than ideal, at least record-wise. And they've kind of turned it around, and head coach Jordan Stevens says he can tell by how the team acts both on and off the field.
The thing that I saw on Saturday, again, was just us showing a little bit more of our own personality. I think that, with me being here, coming here, new head coach, it's good to see them take the team a little bit more. I felt that more in pregame. I felt that after the game, because that's what we want. This is the players' team.
All right, a big win for them. Looking forward to this Saturday, looking to make it 3 in a row. All right, kids from the Bangor Region YMCA got to learn from a former D1 athlete over the weekend. Tim Leckrone, who swam with the University of Maine in the early 90s, hosted a youth swim clinic at the Y Saturday. Leckrone still competes in national swim events to this day with U.S. Masters Swimming, and he even posted 2 top 10 results in 2019 at 47 years old. Now, he refers to himself as the swim geek. Coaches swimming at all age levels with the Alphond Youth Center out of Waterville. He helps kids start and improve their careers, and he just hopes that he can help those kids find the same joy that he once did in the pool.
First of all, I want kids to find the joy in swimming, particularly in swimming fast. It's fun to go fast. But at the same time, I really want them to kind of walk away with the understanding that this is a lifelong sport.
All right, that's all the time we have for sports. Here's Conrad Sapinski with your full 5-day forecast. Conrad?
Thank you so much, Tyler. Our Maine weather today is brought to you by Varney Chevrolet. If you are looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle near Bangor or Augusta, then stop by Varney Chevrolet in Pittsfield, just blocks from Interstate 95. Come see what Varney Value is all about. And let's talk about these temperatures. For us, we're in the clear. Lots of 60s, 70s down the eastern seaboard. But once again, take a look at the Midwest and upper Midwest. Lots of cold air. That dipping cold air all the way from Canada has arrived. That will be sticking around there. And that's going to keep those temperatures on the warmer end for us in Maine. Our average around 58 degrees. Take a look at these temperatures tomorrow. 63, then 59, a little bit cooler by Thursday into Friday. But oh, look what happens. Mid-60s will be back. So temperatures will continue to stay on the mild end as cold air continues to stick around in the upper Midwest. So we are in the clear. Just not from this rain. This is the calm before the storm. Right now, cloudy skies across the area, but sprinkles are starting to come in. Overnight tonight, though, the rain will really start to crank up. It will be heavy at times, and that's going to continue into tomorrow, pretty much lasting all day. It doesn't look like much right now. Good amount of rain close to Vermont, down by Boston, but this is going to continue to develop as it does push up north into our region. So get ready overnight tonight, especially by tomorrow. Throughout the day, lots of rainfall, and then into the overnight hours on Tuesday, once again before finally starting to taper off by the morning hours on Wednesday. So lots of rain is incoming. That's why we do have some flood watches in effect until Wednesday, 12 p.m., a couple of days away, and then small craft advisories in effect until Wednesday around 6 a.m., where the waves will be a little bit on the higher end, especially with those winds being on the breezy end. Right now, not too bad, maybe 15-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but just get ready. Once that rain starts to come in on Tuesday into Wednesday, it will really get gusty. Look at Machias, 46-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Wow, that is incredible. So if you are by the coast, be careful, hold on to everything you have on you, because it will fly away with all these gusty winds. For us tonight, though, not too bad. We'll have a light wind out of the southeast at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Temperatures on the mild end, once again, 53 as a low, but the rain will start to come in. Welcome in tomorrow as well. Same thing, rain showers all day. The wind will really start to pick up as it continues to blow out of the southeast. This time, 10 to 25 miles per hour. And our extended forecast outlook does show mild temperatures sticking around right through this week and into the weekend. But look at the forecast, though. Lots of sunshine. So finally, some drier weather is back. Peter?
Love to see all that sun after the next round of rain coming our way. All right, well, still more to come after the break, so stay with us.
Janet Mills's education department was teaching kindergartners radical transgender policies. Now it's pushing a curriculum telling students they're racist if they use certain terms. All lives matter, mass incarceration, calling the police on black people, all racist. Janet Mills closed our schools and our kids fell behind. And now she's pushing her radical education agenda. No more politics in schools, no more Janet Mills. The top funder of the Maine Republican Party is the Republican Governors Association.
Joe Biden and Janet Mills are working together to crush Maine families with rising costs. Mills and Democrats' radical plan targeting gas and home heating fuel will raise Maine's gas tax by up to 40 cents a gallon. And Mills' new tax on food and household essentials will increase monthly grocery bills by nearly $60. And the Biden-Mills crush on Maine families. Stop Janet Mills. The top funder of Maine Families First is Thomas Klingenstein.
Don't be scared to buy a boat this season at Hamlin's Marine on the Belfast waterfront. Starting October 18th and running through Halloween, this is your ticket to the best boat deals completely scare-free. Featuring all-in-stock boat packages, outboards, boats, and trailers 15 to 25% off. Spooky good deals. At Hamlin's Marine, we are powered by Yamaha Outboard, and we have more than 20 boat packages on display with easy loader trailers too. Stop into the Belfast waterfront and don't be scared to buy a boat at Hamlin's Marine.
I'm Phil Levesque, president of Levesque Business Solutions. We're a family-owned Maine business since 1963. We're your one-stop shop for great office products at affordable rates. From copiers to office furniture to PPE, we've got it all warehoused right here in Bangor. We're your local small Maine business with a dedicated staff providing honest and friendly customer service, top-of-the-line tech support, and the option of in-house leasing. Let us help you get back to business.
Your representative has your back.
Who's he kidding? Jared Golden votes with Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden 83% of the time. The result? A war on the middle class, the worst inflation in 40 years, sky-high energy prices, drugs pouring over the border. And Jared Golden just voted for 87,000 new IRS agents to hassle the middle class. Jared Golden doesn't have your back. He has theirs. The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
If you were hurt because of exposure to the toxic water at Camp Lejeune, Congress has made it possible for you to recover a settlement. Former Marine attorney James Beardsley wants to help you.
Call now to see if you qualify. Call 222-2222.
This week, countdown to the midterms, control of Congress at stake. Plus, will former President Trump testify under oath before the January 6th committee? More Americans turn to world news tonight with David Muir, the most watched newscast on all of television.
Welcome back. Have you ever started your car in the morning, looked out the window, and saw a moose? Well, for viewers Rob Nalesnik and his roommate Parker, that's exactly what happened. Rob was backing out to head to work when Parker saw the moose and yelled for him to stop. Rob got out his cell phone and captured this video in his car.
Definitely a surprise seeing, an 800-pound creature galloping towards you. So, yeah, it was really neat, though.
Moose lost interest and moved along. Rob says that doesn't happen very often in downtown Fort Kent. So lots of run-ins with moose lately. We recently had one in Bangor, I believe, roaming around. So maybe, I don't know, they're out, they're active. So keep your eyes peeled. You might just see one. But make sure you keep your distance, though. All right, well, that does it for us tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your evening.